In what ways does your media product use, develop, or challenge some form of conventions of real media products? Many different artists, such as Ellie Goulding and Your Song, tend to put a filter over the top of their entire video. This is done to entice a certain idea. For example, that the clips that you're watching are memories, or showing age to the clip, or showing the video in a positive or negative light. We have done this in our music video, whereas we put the color selection over the top of the video. This was not only to boost the colors of nature that we videoed, but also to show the audience that we want them to know that this is a positive video, and that when she is in the woods, she is happy. We also used it at the start of our video, in which we put the breakup scene in black and white. This is because we wanted to convey that this part of the video was meant to be quite sad or have a bad feeling surrounding it. Location. Typically, the location of music videos is parks and woods, or most things low budget. This is so to draw more attention to the actual artist's performance or the artist in general. We've tried to accomplish this, but our artist didn't do a performance. We preferred to keep the performance out of the video, although we did have elements of performance, in which the artist mimes part of the song. We felt this was quite experimental, as typically you would have a performance and a narrative running alongside. Instead, we had mostly just the narrative. Costume and props. Costume work can be very important, as it can help portray the narrative much better. Indie artists often have a retro look, which can be created through their costume, and also their makeup. Costumes would give people different identities, making it easier to understand the music video, and it helps set them apart from everyone else. Props are also very important, to ensure that the music video looks realistic. In the indie pop music video, there will often be everyday props, which are cheap and the audience are familiar with. Props may also be helpful to the narrative. To coincide with this, we used everyday accessible props, such as teapots, teddy bears, and the likes, so that even though the character was transporting herself to this utopian world, the audience would be able to understand the narrative a little bit better and even relate to the character. Camera work. Camera work tends to focus intentionally on the artist, bring attention to him or her. This would include the likes of extreme close-up shots, more used to convey some form of emotion through the artist. Close-ups would also be used to convey emotion, but would also allow the audience to see more of the performer and see more of their fashion. So in this one statement, camera work tends to focus predominantly on the performer to keep audience's attention on him or her. We use this technique a lot with our shots, including the artist. Although we felt there was no separation between the narrative or performance, it would be quite difficult to keep the audience interacting with the video or even interested in the video. There are frequent references to the notion of looking and the voyeuristic treatment of the female body. The notion of looking includes men or women being portrayed seductively, or if there is eye contact with the camera. The notion of looking can also be referenced by the use of props. Mirrors, television screens, cameras, telescopes, binoculars, and magnifying glasses are all references to these. Voyeurism is widely used to sell the artist's music through sex appeal, a recent example being Miley Cyrus. We applied this theory by viewing our main character through a mirror twice throughout the entire music video. We applied it once when our character was at her lowest point after the breakup, and then at a build-up when she is putting on her lipstick. The mirror is used to show a contrasting image of the character's emotions.